We're going to go ahead and do a review for quiz 1-1 to 1-3. First thing that we're going to take a look at is being able to identify different parts from a diagram. We're going to take a look at number 2 and number 4, although reviewing all of these would be a great idea for your quiz. The line containing point F. So we come over here and we find point F, and the line containing point F is going to be J. Remember that you don't have to write the word line, you can just write the lowercase j. Another name for line K. So we're going to come over here and we're going to look at line K. Notice that line K is intersecting the plane. And we're going to need two ordered pairs, or 2 points, on the line to name that line. So we have line BE. Notice we have arrows on the end of each. Line BC, so BC are also 2 points on the line. And then line EC, 2 points on the line, and notice that I have arrows on all of the symbols above. A plane containing point A. So the plane containing point A would be plane M. We're going to use this M because it doesn't have a point next to it. An example of 3 non-collinear points. Non-collinear points means they do not all 3 lie on the same line. So A is not on the same line as B, and it's also not on the same line as D, and D is also not on the same line as B. The intersection of plane M and line K. So when a line intersects a plane, it's going to intersect at a point, and that would be at point E. The intersection of lines L and M. So L is right here, and M is here inside of Q, the plane Q. So the 2 lines are going to intersect at a point, and they intersect at point E. Another name for plane Q would be 3 non-collinear points. So we would have I, F, and G. F and G are on the same line, but I is not. So they are 3 non-collinear points. Are points D and E collinear or coplanar? So point D is in plane P. Point E is in plane Q. So they are not coplanar. Point D and point E are both on line L, so they are collinear. How many times do planes P and Q intersect? Well, plane P and plane Q do not touch each other. They are running parallel, so they intersect 0 times. All right, now we're going to work with line segments. We're going to label what we know. DF is 78. DE is 5x minus 9. EF is 2x plus 10. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to write our geometric statement. So we know that DE plus EF equals DF. Now we're going to go ahead and use our substitution. DE is 5x minus 9 plus EF 2x plus 10 is equal to DF, which is 78. We're going to collect like terms. So we have 7x plus negative 9 and positive 10 is 1 is equal to 78. 0 pair R1, 7x is equal to 77. Divide by 7, divide by 7, x is equal to 11. But it asks me to find EF. So I'm going to come over here and do EF is 2x plus 10. 2 times 11 plus 10. 22 plus 10 is going to give me 32. Find the distance of these 2 points, round to the nearest tenth. So our formula is x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared, and then we simplify. So we're going to go ahead and label first x1, y1, if I'm going for full credit, x2, y2 equals square root. X2 is going to be 4 minus negative 4. Make sure that your negative is clearly a negative, it's raised. Squared plus 0 minus 5 squared. We're going to keep, change, change. Keep, change, change. And now we're going to go ahead and combine our numbers. So equals 16 squared. Sorry. Try that again. For 8 squared plus negative 5 squared square root 64 plus 25 square root of 89 rounded to the nearest tenth is going to be 9.4. Find the midpoint. So our midpoint formula x1 plus x2 divided by 2 and y1 plus y2 divided by 2. I'm going to go ahead and label x1, y1, x2, y2. Do our substitution step. x1 7 plus negative 4 divided by 2, y1 negative 2 plus 2 divided by 2. We would have 3 over 2, and we're going to have 0 over 2, 1.5 comma 0 is our midpoint. Finally, we're going to use a midpoint to find the endpoint Q. So again, we're going to label. This is going to be x1, y1. R is my midpoint, so this is going to be x3, y3. And my Q is going to be x2, y2. Now I'm going to go ahead and plug in what I know. X sub 3 is going to be 0 is equal to x1 is negative 4 plus x2, which is what we're trying to find, over 2, and my 0 needs to be over 1. I'm going to go ahead and butterfly using my variable first and commutative property. So I'm going to have x sub 2 plus negative 4 is equal to 0. 0 pair out the 4. X sub 2 is equal to 4. So I now know my x for point Q. Y3 is 2.5. Y1 is 5. Plus Y2, I don't know what that is, so I'm putting my variable in. Divided by 2, 2.5 over 1. Go ahead and do my butterfly and commutative all at once. Y2 plus 5 is equal to 5. 0 pair out the 5. Y2 is equal to 0. So now I have my ordered pair for the endpoint that was missing. And now you've reviewed for your quiz.